I'm here.
I'm Todd Kendrick with InGame at MSNBC.com, and we're here at 343 Studios checking out Halo HD, the Anniversary Edition, and also Halo 4. Halo 4 has been announced, but 343 is being very tight-lipped about the details of this new Halo trilogy.
He's obviously on the Forward Unto Dawn, and chronologically it obviously takes place after the events of Halo 3. There isn't an awful lot in there, but there's definitely people who played the legendary ending of Halo 3 will recognize that world that he's heading towards at some speed and in some danger. But it's the Chief. He seemed pretty confident when he was standing on the prow of that wreckage and just kind of dealing with one thing after another as they come along.
Fortunately for Halo fans, Halo 4 was not the only news for the franchise. I talked to Dan Ayub about why they chose to bring back Halo Combat Evolved in HD.
One is, it's just the community. This is something the fans, if you look at the boards, you follow what's going on in the sites, this is something people have been talking about for quite a long time.
Halo HD Anniversary Edition will allow you to switch back and forth from HD to the original version of the game on the fly at any moment in the game. But despite this huge graphical upgrade, is it really still going to be old school Halo?
There's the temptation to go back, right? It's like, this thing, do we kind of change that? Can we do something a little different with that? And we just got to the point where, no, this is a celebration of, this game that influenced so many other games. We want to be true to it. So we wanted to make sure it played exactly the same. We're using the Reach engine for multiplayer. It lets us give that Reach gameplay, so you can go to a map like Damnation, and now you're in there with your armor abilities, so you're flying around with your jetpacks and things like that. So you can play in this very classic, map that everyone knows, loves, and remembers, but you can get some variance on the gameplay based on the fact that we're using the Reach engine.
As strange as it may sound, Halo's actually planned to be made for the Mac, but moved to the Xbox, which provided a new set of challenges.
Once it moved to Xbox, Bungie had to solve a lot of problems. They had to say, how can we make mouse look work on a joystick, and eventually with Halo 2, how can we do peer-to-peer, non-server-based gaming, and it's the solutions to those difficult problems that are, they say necessity is the mother of invention, and it absolutely is in this case. And Halo's got a long tradition of that, and I think that had it been on just a Mac, for example, which was the original plan, it would have been a very different game, and it may not have been as successful.
Multiplayer became a huge component of the Halo universe, but Frank O'Connor's first few games of Halo didn't go so well.
In fact, my first multiplayer experience was miserable. It was Beaver Creek, and I could not figure out the controls. That was the first time I touched it, was multiplayer, and of course I was getting absolutely hammered by the much more expert gamers from Bungie at the time. But it was kind of an eye opener once those controls click, everything becomes just this very joyous experience exploring the environments or multiplayer combat.
Halo HD will be out later this year, and Halo 4 and the new trilogy will begin sometime in 2012. That's our look at Halo 4 and Halo HD for MSNBC.com. I'm Todd Kendrick.